What's going on, Soul Fam? Welcome to Mira D Tarot. I'm Mira D here today with your new moon in Aries tarot reading and report for April 11th, 2021. To all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. To all of my old subscribers, thank you so much for your support. And to anyone who's new to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below for new moon and full moon readings and occasional meditations to accompany those. All right, so we're just going to get straight into it, y'all. I really hope that this Libra new moon treated everybody well. I hope that we were able to make choices that helped us to ascend. And even if you did not make those choices, I hope that you're able to continue to step further into yourself. So basically, long story short, this recap on the Libra full moon, because it came in hot, came in like a wrecking ball. Again, like I was saying in my last video, you can go check that out. I'll link it down below. The Libra full moon basically came in and gave us this push, this last drive of energy that's all right, do you want to sink or do you want to swim? Are you going down or are you going up? It's like when somebody's holding the elevator door for you and you're uncertain of what you want to do, and they're like, are you getting in or not? The door is about to close. And so that was basically the energy of the Libra full moon. Just a little bit more aggressive though, y'all. Even the Libra, the sign of passiveness, the sign that doesn't like conflict, is coming in hot these days, because we don't have time anymore to be waiting around, to be kind of hanging it out in both worlds. Which world do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the world of your highest and truest self, or do you want to be in the world that you're used to, that you're comfortable with, and that ultimately isn't going to lead you anywhere beyond where you are right now? And so that's a choice again. So I'm just letting y'all know that. But coming back with the Aries new moon, so we have a second Aries new moon this time around. The Aries new moon is coming in with I think it's a second Aries new moon. It might be. I might be just confusing with Aries season. Either way, we have an Aries new moon coming up. And so this is essentially our time to really take the seeds that we've planted and move them into a bigger space. So it's just like gardening. It's just like anything else. It's you plant the seeds in a little pot first, or a little cup, so that they can start to grow, start to acclimate before they go out into the world with all the rest of these other wild plants that could possibly take them over, things like that. And so we're basically taking the seeds that we've planted that have started to grow, and we're moving them into a bigger space. We're stepping into our expansion, and we're really starting to feel ourselves grow. Okay. And so for a lot of us, this growth may not feel super energetic or super fiery or super go, go, go. For a lot of us, this growth may actually mean dialing back. And so because we perceive growth as this constant movement, but sometimes the movement is toning down. Sometimes the movement is realizing that we're doing enough. And sometimes the movement is stepping back and allowing ourselves to be in the flow of the universe, the flow of all that moves this world. Okay. And so for us, it really is important this new moon and over the next couple days to really decide what that looks like for you. What does this next phase of life look like for you? What does growth look like for you? And so, I don't have too much to report on it, but this Aries energy really does just bring us the opportunity to rebuild after the shift of the Libra. It's the opportunity to step into this new world and get settled. It's you moved into a new house, the new house of self, speaking of Aries. And now you've kind of now it's time to get acclimated to the space. It's time to move things around. It's time to put things in place. It's time to add your personal touches to the space of life that you have chosen to be in now. Okay. And so that's essentially really, y'all, that's all I got as far as the initial report for the Aries new moon. And so I'm going to go ahead and get into the tarot aspect of that for y'all. So hang tight. All right, so fam, so I know it might seem a little bit early to be dropping this video, but I am going to start dropping them a lot sooner than I have before, because after that Libra full moon, I really feel like I should have prepared y'all a little bit more, kind of giving this energy forecast a little bit earlier, because like I said, it swept through, it came in hot. And so when that happens, it is it's best to be able to prepare, because we can really feel these energies a few days before, 3 days before, and 3 days after the full moons, and the full moons and the new moons and stuff. So we really do need to be in a place of being a little bit more prepared. So I am dropping this one a week earlier than usual for that purpose. Today I am reading with the Hermetic Tarot based on Hermetic principles in the Thoth deck. It is a really cool deck, my favorite one so far, well, as of late. It's the one that's really been calling to me and the one that's really been bringing me the most insight. So let's see what we have today. So I'll talk about what we're letting go of, what we're bringing in, and how we're sustaining that, okay? And then I'll pull a card for advice, and then I'll pull one from the Native Heart Oracle to go ahead and pull all those energies together. But at the end of the day, like, it really, I'm moving into a place of keeping it short and sweet and simple. I really don't personally see the purpose of really super long, elaborate readings, because the message is the message. And it's also the reason that I only offer 15.5-hour readings, because the message is the message. And so, let's see. All right, so what do we have? What do we have? This feels about right. Okay. So, what are we letting go of? The Hierophant. The Hierophant is talking about, so when the Hierophant comes up, it talks about mentors, teachers. The things that we used to use as our teachers may have run their courses. Okay. And so we are now, it's now time for us to be in a place of being self-reliant. It's now a time for us, like, you know, to let go of the crutches, so to speak. It's like knowing how to ride a 2-wheel bike and then still going back to the training wheels, y'all. So like the Hierophant says, yeah, that these old things may have been your teachers, but it is time to, with love, release these things and to walk on your own. This doesn't mean that you won't get more mentors, because as we're always growing and as we're always changing, we will come up on new mentors that are here to teach us new things. So basically what it comes down to is learning to trust yourself. The Hierophant says that you have all of the tools that you need. You have all of the tools that you need to be able to walk this next path, and, like, you know, by yourself. So it's time to graduate, y'all. And so the Hierophant is coming up to say, yeah, let go. Walk on your own. Learn to trust yourself, and learn to trust that you can do this without anybody else, because the power lies within you. The power lies within you. It doesn't hurt to ask questions. It doesn't hurt to, like, you know, be taught, but there comes a point in time where we have absorbed and it's time to move forward. So that's what we're letting go of, y'all. Is holding on to, like, you know, those crutches. And so what we're bringing in is the Two of Cups. Ooh, divine connection. So for some of us, excuse me, my words today. So for some of us, this can represent, like, you know, a romantic connection. This can represent finding a divine partner. But for a lot of us, this is going to represent finding new connections that sit with and resonate with who you are now. Some of the old connections, as I was saying here with old teach, like, you know, some of these old connections are no longer serving us. And so it's moving into a place where you're able to find these divine connections. And the thing is that life is meant to be a thing that's full of connections. And so it shouldn't be, like, you know, rare and few and far between where you find, you know, these people and these things that you connect to and that you can get on that level with. The thing is that life is meant to be that way, like, you know, generally speaking. And so with but the thing is that the more we get connected with ourselves, and the more that we trust our intuition on connections, and the more we stop trying to make circles fit into squares and looking at people and going, yeah, I don't really like them, but I should, and trying to make it work or figuring out why we don't. The more we stop wasting our energy on things that don't serve us, the more we can just instantly connect with the things that do serve us. And so that's what's coming in for us. The Two of Cups talks about having to kind of letting go of that aspect of it having to be hard to make connections. Like, that's done with, it's over with. And we have this thing called intuition and, like, you know, natural instincts that connects us to the things that we're supposed to be connected with. Okay. And so this is what it is. So kind of one of the things to, like, kind of start to work on now is getting out of your head that it has to be difficult to make a connection. It has to be difficult to, you know, connect with a partner. It has to be difficult to connect with friends. So kind of letting that go and releasing that idea and allowing it to flow, because again, it is all about flow. And when we're holding on to or trying to force things or trying to make things happen, it's not flowing. So step into that flow. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do to sustain this is the Ten of Cups. Whew, Ten of Cups is a beautiful card. So a lot of this, I'm going to go ahead and say that a lot of this has to do with our divine connections. A lot of this has to do with emotional connections. And a lot of this has to do with feeling safe to experience connection. Okay, the Ten of Cups is what we're sustaining. So the Ten of Cups says that everything you need is already around you. This talks about, like, soul family. This talks about real family connections. This talks about true happiness. This talks about, like, really finding your support system. And so the Ten of Cups says that all you have to do to sustain this is allow it to happen. All you have to do to sustain this, again, is to let go of the idea that it has to be difficult. You probably already have so much support around you already, but your fear of connection is what is keeping you from allowing yourself to melt into that, you know, allowing yourself to experience that. Sometimes the only feelings that we've experienced are negative feelings. Sometimes we, like, you know, in our childhood and our like, you know, life growing up, and so we become afraid to experience the good stuff. And so when we're living in that fear, we're cutting ourselves out of it. Tell yourself that you're not the same person that you used to be. You know, tell yourself that you don't make the same decisions that you used to make. And open yourself up to trusting that you are going to find the connections that you need. The Ten of Cups says that you have a support system already around you. For a lot of us, this means stop looking for it. It's already right here. Stop looking for that love, that relationship, all that stuff is already right here. We're always striving to, like, you know, move forward on this timeline. But the thing is that a lot of times it's cyclical. It is, well, I mean, it's always cyclical, but a lot of times we come back around to things, we revisit things. And that's not to say that you need to go into the past to find, like, you know, a romantic connection or anything like that. But it's saying that, like, you know, pay attention to things, because what you need is coming back around. What you want is coming back around. And what you want is already here. So that's the main thing. Ten of Cups is that find appreciation in what you have, and that's going to lead you to opening up to more of the divine connections. And know that you deserve good things. Know that you deserve love. Know that you deserve support. Know that you already have it. So we have in our advice card, the foolish man. Stop worrying so much about the outcome. The foolish man is so excited about his new journey, his new experience, that it does not even occur to him that anything could go wrong. Approach each day, each moment, as if it is new, because it is. A lot of times we say, oh, I've been there before. But have you? Have you been there before? Because you can't, like, you know, Pocahontas said it the best, you can't step in the same river twice. So allow yourself to experience this world in this new dimension of who you are. The more you grow, the more you shift, the more you change, the more you're going to start to experience this world in a different way. The more you're going to start to experience people in a different way. And it might even be people that you've met before, or like people that you've been around before, but you're going to start to experience them in a different way. You know, and this doesn't necessarily mean let people back into your life that haven't, like, you know, that, you know, have caused you trouble and stuff like that. That's up to your own trust and discernment. Okay. But the foolish man says, be excited about every moment, because every moment is an opportunity for enjoyment, for growth, for learning. The foolish man is about starting new adventures. And so after this release from the Libra full moon, we really do have an opportunity to start fresh on this path. What is it going to bring? We don't know. But we do need to, like, you know, open ourselves up to the excitement of just something new coming into our lives. A lot of times we miss what life is really about, what love is really about, what our truth is really about, because we're so busy thinking about the next moment. You know, for instance, like, you know, we might find a relationship, and the instant thing we start thinking about is like, ooh, well, what about when we get engaged? What about when we get married? What about right now? What about this moment? What about all of the beauty and the gifts that are here to be offered to you and to be experienced by you in this moment? The future isn't promised, you know, and the future also isn't a real thing. Right now is real. So the foolish man says, don't miss your gifts trying to live in the next moment. Be here now. And one of the main things to understand is that nothing lasts forever. And that doesn't mean that there aren't relationships that don't go on for, like, you know, long periods of time. But what it means is that everything is constantly transforming. Everything is moving. So you need to allow things to move to, allow things to shift to. And so, and welcome dynamic changes. Welcome, like, you know, the experience of the next moment not being like this moment. Another thing too is that us as humans, we tend to think that whatever we're experiencing right now is going to last for the rest of our lives. And that's not the case. Like, you know, we can be happy, sad, in love, mad. And the thing is that we have to embrace the newness, embrace the change, because it will shift again. And then it'll shift again after that. Find the beauty in that moment. Find your strength in that moment. Find whatever it is that your gifts are in that moment, and allow yourself to be excited about the newness and the possibility. This is not a place for fear. There are great things coming up if you just allow them to happen. Okay? And so, again, like I said, letting go of those old teachers, those old crutches and stuff. But I also am going to pull a card from the Native Heart Oracle, because, well, that's just what I do. This is to tie everything together and kind of give us a little more insight. Oh, all right. Let's see if anybody wants to come out today. I think. Let's go with this one. The heart chakra. Okay, so I'm gonna read this one to you. If I can find my little book. All right. So the heart chakra is card number 38. Okay. Heart chakra. All right. Healing grace, forgiveness, compassion. As she lights your path with the green healing rays of compassion, she whispers gently to remind you, I am ready to love unconditionally. This card brings you the healing blessings of the heart chakra. Breathe in the limitless love of the universal heart, and in every breath, know you are perfection. From this present moment, see yourself as whole and perfect. This is the key to healing past hurts, trauma, grief, and feelings of unworthiness. There are no wrongs, only experiences. From the moment you choose to start living each moment via the love that you are, the miracle of healing begins to transform every cell in your body back to the light that it is. This master healer can also indicate an advanced expansion of the heart. Be open to a grand opening of your higher heart as it shifts to an even deeper level of love. Love is a precious gift for one and for all. As with all healing, forgiveness through love is the only way forward. You are loved. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Jack Hornfield. All right, soul fam, so there you have it. Keeping it short and sweet today. It really is the opportunity to just open up to like newness and to allow yourself to experience newness, okay? And so to really decide to expand, to really decide to let, like, to step into yourself and realize that you've got this without, the crutches that you've had in your life. Let those things be teachers. Release. Bring it back in. This is also a time to ignite your soul. And like, as Muse says, they're like, ooh, I set my soul alight. And then you got the used that says, in your eyes, like my first time that I caught fire. So this is what this is. This is renewal. This is bringing yourself back to life. This is redeciding what it is that you deserve, allowing yourself to experience the world in this form as who you are right now. You will never be the same person that you've been, and so you'll never make the same decisions that you've made. Okay. And so just really open up, because there's so much amazing stuff waiting for you. Like I said, for some of us, this represents love, romance, and things of that nature. For others of us, this just represents a reunion of our own soul, a reigniting of our own fire in so many other ways. So this Aries season has a lot of different possibilities and potential, y'all. So stay open to how that's going to happen for y'all. I thank you all so much for tuning in today. I hope that this Aries full moon treats everyone extremely well. I hope that you guys open your hearts up to the energy that is coming in for you. I hope that you open your hearts up to yourself and recognize the love that you are and the love that you deserve. And more than anything, I hope that you expand into your truest and highest self. And so if you guys want to book personal readings, go ahead over to www.miradtarot.com to book your personal readings with me. Also, you can check out my other videos. As I said, if you want to recap on that Libra full moon, go ahead and check that out, because like I said, it came in hot and you might catch some back ends of reflections from that. Also, if you want to check out some of my other news on Instagram, you can follow me at Mira D Tarot. I will post all of this down in the description box. And also, if you would like to check out any of my artwork, organite pyramids, resin art, all kinds of things, you can check me out at Pyramids, Pyramid Prescriptions on Instagram. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I will check y'all next time. Until then, peace.